Welcome back to Lockdown Piano Alphabet, where we've got the letter X. When I started this project, I had a few comments straight away saying that you're never going to finish it because letter X will stump you. And I thought perhaps they had some truth in that. I was determined to prove it otherwise. So, the eagle-eyed amongst you, the eagle-eared, this way really sort the proverbial wheat from the chaff in the virtual audience, would have noticed that the preludes I played were X for Rachmaninoff, number 10, and similarly for Debussy, letter X over the top. Okay, that's a little bit far-fetched. I played some other preludes. The Rachmaninoff Opus 3, number 2, 3 and 2, 5, second version, 10. The Scriabin, if you remember, for the left hand alone, the idea of illusion, playing with one hand, that was Opus 9, number 1, 9 and 1, also 10. So a prelude in itself is something that links together several different ideas. So the idea of a prelude is you have main ideas going through something, and these preludes link them all together. So in my case, my preludes literally have been linking us through the letter X, or the Roman numeral X, all the way to this point over here. Now, if that's not enough, we're going to talk about even more ciphers today, and we're going to look at Bach again, because Bach is probably the first person who really started to think about how he could use music in a very, sometimes obscure way, but sometimes stares right at you, to try and put his own name right the way through the music. So, we have something called a Bach Cross, because you can use either letters, the alphabet, or you can relate the letters and numbers to have them symbolizing some kind of cryptogram. So the Bach Cross, let me see if I can show you. So what you see there, the stripes are the usual sort of graph notation where you put the dots, and how high and how low the dot is where you go. And the squiggles on either side of the cross are the clefs, and the clefs are the key, will tell you how high or how low exactly on that graph to start reading everything. Now, if I start with this first clef here, it's a treble clef. It's one that you will probably all recognize because it's when we talk about music, we always like to draw treble clefs. And the sign in front of it is a flat, so it tells you that the B is a flat. And if you look at the middle of the cross, that dot there in the middle, in this clef, that is indeed a B flat. Now in German, a B flat is just a B. So the first letter in the word Bach. So that's the top of my cross. Now I want to move over and talk about this part of the cross. So if I turn the paper around this way, this clef will tell us that the note in the middle of the cross is now to be read as an A. So B and A. Now I'm turning my cross one more time, and what you see there, the alto clef, tells us that the dot is now a C. So we've got B, A, C. And then the final turning of the cross gives us back to this other treble clef here, no flat in front of it. So again, it's a B, but without a flat. In German, we call that B natural, in German, a H. So, Bach Cross that you see here, B-A-C-H, and cross X. It's a cipher. You've got another X. So, the piece that I'm going to play for you now is a Sinfonia by Bach, which is completely made up of his initials in music, B-A-C-H, through the intervals. Sinfonia number 9, F minor. The only time you hear his true initials starting on exactly the same notes that he needs them to start on, and not in up or down on the graph paper, is actually in bar 17. And again, you think, so what? Well, if you take away the bars that don't have his initials, you end up with only hearing 14 bars with his initials. Now 14, if you take B as 2, A as 1, C as 3, H as 8, you end up with 14. So X, extraordinary ciphers.